made Eliakim his brother king over Judah, his name to Jehoiakim. And Necho took Jehoaz his brother and carried him to Egypt. Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And he did that which was evil in the sight of God. Against him came up Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and found him to carry him to Nebuchadnezzar also carried and put them in his temple at Babylon. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoiakim and his abominations which he did, and that which was found in him, written in the kings of Israel, Judah, Jehoiachin, son. Jehoiachin was 8 years old when he began and in the sight of the Lord. When the King Nebuchadnezzar sent and brought him of the house of the Lord over Judah, that 120 and reigned in 11 years in Jerusalem, that which was evil in the sight of the Lord his God, and humbled not himself before Jeremiah the prophet, speaking from the mouth of the Lord. And he also rebelled against King Nebuchadnezzar, who had made him swear by God, and had turning unto the Lord God over. All the chief of the priests and the people transgressed very much after all the abominations of the heathen, and polluted the house of the Lord, which he had in Jerusalem. And the Lord sent them by angels every time, and sent on his and on his mocked and passed on those against people till vote of kings who their young the sword upon young man or maiden. Old man stooped, he gave all into his hand, and the house of God, great and small, treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king, princes, brought, and they burnt the house along the wall, all fire thereof, and them that had escaped from the sword carried he away to Babylon, where they were served and his sons until the reign of the kingdom of Persia, to fulfill the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah, until the land had enjoyed the Sabbath. For desolate, he kept Sabbath to fulfill 70 mercy of Cyrus king of Persia, that the word of spoken by the mouth of Jeremiah might be accomplished. The Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus of proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus king of Persia, of the earth hath the Lord God of heaven given me, and he hath charged me to build him an house, which Judah is there among you of all his people. The Lord his God be with him, and let him go up.
Ezra chapter 1. Now in the first year of Cyrus king of Persia, the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled. The Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Who is there among his people? and led him to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of the Lord God of Israel. He is the God, which is in Jerusalem. And whosoever remaineth in any place where let the men of his place help him with silver and with gold, and beside offering of God Jerusalem. Then rose up the judges of Judah and Benjamin and the priests and the Levites, with all them those Spirit God has raised, to go up to build the house of the Lord which is in Jerusalem. And all they that were about them strengthened their hand with vessels of silver, with gold, with goods, and with beasts, and with precious things, willingly offered. Also Cyrus the king brought forth vessels of the house of the Lord, which Nebuchadnezzar had brought forth out of Jerusalem, and had put them in the house of his gods. Even those Cyrus king of Persia bring forth by the hand of the treasurer, and numbered unto Sheshbazzar, the prince of Judah. And this is the number of them: 30 charges of gold, 1,000 charges of silver, 29 knives, 30 silver basins, and sword 410, and the other vessels of gold, of silver, were 5,400. All these did Sheshbazzar bring up with them of the captivity that were brought from Babylon unto Jerusalem. Chapter 2. Now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity, of those which had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon had carried away unto Babylon, unto Judah, every one unto his city, which came with Zerubbabel, Maya, Sariah, of the men, people of Pash, 2,100. The children of Shephatiah, 170, the children of Ara, Pahathamab, the children 812, the children of Elam, 1,254, the children of Zatu, 905, children of Zakai, 700 score, children of 442, children of Bebai, 603, the children of Asgad, 1,022, the children of Adonai, 666, the children of Bigvai, 2,056, the children of Adin, 454, the children of Atta, of Hezekiah, 19 and 8, the children of Bizai, 323, the children of Jorah, 112, the children of Hashem, 223, the children of Geba, 90 and 5, the children of Bethlehem, 123, the men of Netophah, 50 and 6, the men of Anathon, 120 and 8, children of 42, the Jatharim, Shelphirah, and Bera, and 40 and 3, children of Mama and Gaba, 620 and 2, the men of Michmas, and 120 and 2, the men of Bethel, and I, 220 and 3, the children of Nebo, 50 and 2, the children of Magbish, 150 and 6, the children of the other Elam, 1,250 and 4, the children of Harim, 320, the children of Lod, Hadid, 720 and 5, the children of Jericho, 345. The children of Senah, 3,630. The priests, the children of Jediah, of the house of Joshua, 973. The children of Immer, 1,052. The children of Pasha, 1,247. The children of Harim, 1,070. Levites, the children of Joshua, and Kadmiel, of the children of Hodaviah, 74. The singers, the children of Asaph, and 128. The children of the porters, the children of Shalom, the children of Atta, children of Talmum, the children of Akab, the children of Hatta, the children of Shobai, the children of Shobai, in all 139. The Nethims, the children of Ziha, the children of Hasophah, the children of Tabath, the children of Kiros, the children of Siyah, the children of Padon, the children of Libana, the children of Hagabah, the children of Akab, the children of Hagab, the children of Shalmai, the children of Hannah, the children of Gidel, the children of Gaha, the children of Reiah, the children of Rezin, the children of Nekuda, the children of Gazam, the children of Uzzah, the children of Paseah, the children of Bisai, the children of Asa, the children of Mehunim, the children of Sim, the children of Bakok, the children of Hakupha, the children of Haha, the children of Bazluth, the children of Mehida, the children of Hasha, the children of Bakos, the children of Sisera, the children of Thama, the children of Neziah, the children of Hatipha, the children of Solomon's servants, the children of Sotai, the children of Sophreth, the children of Peruda, the children of Jadla, the children of Dakon, the children of Gidel, the children of Shephatiah, the children of Hatil, the children of Pochereth, Zimbim, and the children of Aim, all in Nethinims, and the children of Solomon's servants were 392. And these were they which went up from Telmelah, Tel-Hassa, Cherub, Adan, and Immer, but they could not shew their father's house, and their seed, whether they were of Israel. The children of Deliah, the children of Tobiah, the children of Nekoda, 652, and of the children of priests, the children of Habaiah, the children of Koz, the children of Barzillai, which took a wife, the daughters of Barzillai the Gileadite, and was called after their name. These sought their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but they were not found, therefore were they as polluted, but from the priesthood. And the Tishta said unto them, and they should not eat of the most holy things till they stood up a priest with Urim and with Thummim. The whole congregation together was 40 and 2,303 score, beside their servants and their maids, of whom there were 7,337, and there were among them 200 singing men and singing women. Their horses were 736, their mules 245, their camels 435, their asses 720. And some of the chief of the fathers, when they came to the house of the Lord, which at Jerusalem, offered freely for the house of the Lord to set it up in its place. They gave after their ability unto the treasure of the work 61,000 drams of gold, and 5,000 pounds of silver, and 100 priests' garments. So the priests and the Levites and some of the people and the singers and the porters and the Nethinims dwelt in their cities, and all Israel in their cities.
Chapter 3. And when the 7th month come, and the children of Israel, the people themselves together as one man to Jerusalem. Then stood up Joshua, son of Josadak, and his brethren, the priests and Zerubbabel, built the altar of Israel, both offerings thereon. It is written in the law of Moses, the man of God, and they set the altar upon his bases. For fear was upon them, because of the people of those countries, and they offered burnt offerings thereon unto the Lord, even burnt offerings morning and evening. They kept also the feast of tabernacles, as it is written, and offered the daily burnt offerings by number, according to the custom, as the duty of every day required, and afterward offered the continual burnt offering, both of the new moons, and of all the set feasts of the Lord, and of every one that will offer a freewill offering unto the Lord. From the first day of the 7th month began they to offer burnt offerings unto the Lord. But the foundation of the temple of the Lord was not yet laid. They gave money also unto the masons, and to the carpenters, and meat and drink and oil unto them of Zidon, and to them of Tyre, to cedar trees, to the sea of Joppa, according to the grant they had of Cyrus king of Persia. Now in the 2nd year of their coming unto the house of God at Jerusalem, in the 2nd month, began Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Joshua, the son of Josadak, and the remnant of their brethren, the priests and the Levites, and all they that were come out of the captivity unto Jerusalem, and appointed the Levites from 12 years old and upward, to set forward the work of the house of the Lord. Then stood Joshua with his sons and his brethren, Kadmiel and his sons, the sons of Judah. Together they set forward the workmen in the house of God, the sons of Henadad, with their sons and their brethren and the Levites. And when the builders laid the foundation of the temple of the Lord, they set the priests in their apparel, with trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, with cymbals to praise the Lord, after the ordinance of David king of Israel. And they sang together by horse, in praising and giving thanks unto the Lord, because he is good, for his mercy endureth forever, toward Israel. And all the people shouted with a great shout, when they praised the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid. But many of the priests and Levites and chief of the fathers, who were ancient men, that had seen the first house, when the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes, wept with a loud voice, and many shouted aloud for joy, so that the people could not discern the noise of the shout of joy, the noise of the weeping of the people. Shouted with a loud shout, and the noise was heard afar off. Chapter 4. The adversary and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord God of Israel. Then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, build with you, for we seek your God, as ye do. And unto him, since the days of Esar, king of Assur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Joshua, and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel, said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us, to build an house unto our God. Yourselves together will the Lord God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of had. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah, and troubled them in the building, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose, all the days of Cyrus, king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius, king of Persia. And in the reign of Ahasuerus, in the beginning of his reign, wrote they unto him an accusation against the inhabitants of Judah and Jerusalem. And in the days of Artaxerxes, wrote Bishlam, Mithridath, Tabitha, companions, unto king of Persia. And the writing of the letter was written in the Syrian tongue, and interpreted in the Syrian tongue. Rehum, the chancellor, and Shimshai, the scribe, wrote a letter against Jerusalem to Xerxes, the king of this sort. Then wrote Rehum, the chancellor, and Shimshai the scribe, and the rest of their companions, the Neritites and Aphrasites, the Tapelites, the Aphrasites, and the Babylonians, the Susanchites, the Dehabites, and the Elamites, and the rest of the nations, whom the great and noble Asnapper brought over, and set in the cities of Samaria, and the rest that are on this side, the river. And at such time, this is the copy of the letter that they sent unto him, even unto Artaxerxes the king, thy servants, the men on this side of the river. And at such a time, be it known unto the king, that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come unto Jerusalem, building the rebellious and bad city, and have set up the walls thereof, and joined the foundation. Be it known now unto the king, that if in this city can be rebuilded, and the walls set up again, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, and so thou shalt endamage the revenue of the kings. Because we have maintenance from the king's palace, and it was not met for us to see the king's dishonor. Therefore have we sent and certified the king, that search may be made in the book of the records, and thy fathers, so shalt thou find in the book of the records, and know that this city is a rebellious city, and hurtful unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition within the same of old time. For which cause was the city destroyed? We certify the king that in this city we rebuild, therefore they are set up. By this means thou shalt have no portion on this side the river. Then sent the king an answer unto Rahab the chancellor, and to Shimshai the scribe, and to the rest of their companions that dwell in Samaria, and unto the rest beyond the river, peace. And at such a time the letter which he sent unto us had been plainly read before me, and I commanded, and search had been made, and it is found that this city of old time had made insurrection against kings, and that rebellion and sedition had been made therein. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and toll, tribute, and custom was paid unto them. Give ye now commandments to cause these men to cease, and that this city be not builded, until another commandment shall be given from me. Take heed now that ye fail not to do this. Why should damage grow to the hurt of the kings? Now when the copy of King Artaxerxes' letter was read before Rahab and Shimshai the scribe and their companions, they went up in haste to Jerusalem unto the Jews to cease power, then seized the work of the house of God, which is at Jerusalem. So it ceased unto the 2nd year of the reign of Darius, king of Persia.
Chapter 5. Then the prophets Haggai and Zechariah the son of Iddo prophesied unto the Jews, and God even unto them. Joshua the son of Josiah, and began to build the house of God, which is at Jerusalem. Came to them Tanai, governor of the side of the river, and Boznai, their companions, and said unto them, Who had commanded you to build this house, and to make this wall up? Then said unto them, We, after this manner, what are the names of those of men that make it? But God, their God was upon the elders of the Jews, and they that could not cause them to cease, till the matter Darius, and returned answer and the letter concerning this matter. The copy of the night, governor of the side of the river, and Boznai, his companions, the Aphrasites, which were on the side of the river, sent unto King Darius the king. They sent a letter unto him, wherein unto Darius the king of all peace. Be it known unto the king of that we went into the province of Judea to the house of the great God, which is built with great stones, and timber is laid in the walls. And this work goeth fast, and prospereth in their hands. Then they asked the elders and said unto them, Thus who commanded you to build this house, and make up these walls? we asked them also their names, and to certify that we might write the names of men that were in the chief of them, and thus turned and saying, we are the servants of God of heaven and earth, and build this house that was built these many years ago, which a great king of Israel built and set up. But after that, our fathers had provoked the God of heaven unto wrath. He gave them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and the Chaldeans, who destroyed his house, and carried the people away into Babylon. But the first year of Cyrus king, the same king of Cyrus made a decree to build his house, and the vessels thereof, of gold and silver, and the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took of the temple of the house in Jerusalem, and brought them into the temple of Babylon. Those did Cyrus king of the temple take out of the temple of Babylon, and they were delivered to one, whose name was Sheshbazzar, whom he made governor, and said unto them, take these vessels and go and carry them into the temple of Jerusalem, of the house of God built it in this place. Then came the same Sheshbazzar and laid the foundation of the house of God, which is in Jerusalem. Since this time, even until now, had been building, and is not finished. Now therefore, see that good thing to the king, let it be search made in the king's treasure house, which is at Babylon, whether it be so that he give the king Cyrus king to build his house of God at Jerusalem, and let the king send his pleasure to us concerning this matter. Chapter 6. Then Darius the king made a decree, and search was made in the house of the rolls, wherein treasure were laid in Babylon, and was found at Ashmetiah, the palace which is in the province of Medes. A roll therein was a record written. In the first year of King Cyrus, king of the same, the king made a decree concerning the house of God at Jerusalem. Let the house be builded in the place where they offered sacrifices, and the hands thereof be strongly laid, and the height thereof 80 cubits, thereof with three rows of great stones and a row of new timber. And let the expenses be given out of the king's houses, and also let the gold and silver vessels of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took forth out of the temple, which is at Jerusalem, and brought unto Babylon, be restored and brought to Jerusalem, and everyone to his place, and placed them in the house of God. Now therefore Tatnai, governor beyond the river, Shethar-boznai, and their companions, Apharshasites, which are beyond the river, be far from thence. Let them work his house of this God of God, the governor of the Jews, and the elders build this house of God in this place. Moreover, I made a decree that the elders of the Jews for the building of this house of God, that the king of gods beyond the river, forthwith expenses be given unto these men that be not hindered, and they that which have need of both young bullocks and rams, and burnt offerings, the God of heaven, with wheat, salt, wine, and oil, according to the appointment of the priests which is at Jerusalem, let it be given them daily, and they that they may offer sacrifice savor unto the God of heaven, and pray for the life of the king of his. And I have made a decree that whosoever shall alter this word, let him timber and be pulled down from his house. Being set up, let him hang thereon, and let his house be made a dunghill for this. And the God that caused this his name to dwell thereof, destroy all kings and people, and it shall be put there on the altar to destroy and his house of God, which is at Jerusalem. I, Darius, have made a decree that it be done with speed, that at night the governor of this side of the river, Bosnai, and the companions thereof, according to which King Darius had sent, so they did speedily. And the elders and the Jews builded and prospered through the prophesying of Haggai, the prophet of Zechariah, the son of Iddo, and they builded and finished it according to the commandment of the God of Israel, according to the commandment of Cyrus and Darius, Artaxerxes, king of Persia, and on the 3rd day of the month of Adar, which is in the 6th year of the reign of Darius king, and the children of Israel and the Levites and the rest of the children of captivity, dedication of God with joy, and they offered dedication unto this house of God unto 100 bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs for a sin offering for all Israel, and 12 he-goats according to the number of tribes of Israel. And they that set the priests in the divisions, and the Levites their courses, and the service of God which is at Jerusalem, as is written in the book of Moses. And the children of Israel, children of captivity, kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month. For the priests and the Levites were purified together, and were of them pure, and killed the Passover, and the children, and all of them were pure, killed the Passover of all the children of captivity, for the burden and the priests for themselves. And the children of Israel, which were come again out of captivity, and all such had separated themselves unto the filthiness of the heathen of the land, to seek the Lord God of Israel did eat. And they kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with joy, for the Lord God, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria unto them, and sent in their hands in the work of the house of God, the God of Israel.
Chapter 7. Now, in the reign of Artaxerxes of Persia, Sariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Shallum, the son of Zadok, the son of Ahitub, the son of Amariah, the son of Merioth, the son of Zechariah, the son of Uzi, the son of Buki, the son of Abishua, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the chief priest. This is and he was scribe in the law of Moses, which Israel had. And the king granted him all his requests, according to the hand of the Lord his God upon him. And there were some of the children of Israel, and of the priests, and the Levites, and the singers, and the porters, and the Nethinims unto Jerusalem in the 7th year of Artaxerxes the king. And he came to Jerusalem in the 5th month, which was in the 7th year of the king. For upon the 1st day of the 1st month began he to go up from Babylon. And on the 1st day of the 5th month came he to Jerusalem, according to the good hand of his God upon him. For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the law of the Lord, and to do it, and to teach in Israel statutes and judgments. Now this is a copy of the letter that the king Artaxerxes gave unto Ezra the priest, the scribe, even a scribe of the words of the commandments of the Lord, and his statutes. Artaxerxes, king of kings, unto Ezra the priest, a scribe of the law of the God of heaven, perfect peace. And at such a time, I make a decree that all they of the people of Israel and of his priests and Levites in my realm, which are minded of their own free will to go up to Jerusalem, go with thee. For as much as thou art sent of the king and of his 7 counselors to inquire concerning Judah and Jerusalem, according to the law of thy God which is in thine hand, and to carry the silver and gold, which the king and his counselors have freely offered unto God, unto the God of Israel, whose habitation is in Jerusalem, and all the silver and gold that thou canst find in all the province of Babylon, with the freewill offering of the people, and of the priests offering willingly for the house of their God which is in Jerusalem, that thou mayest buy speedily with his money bullocks, rams, lambs, with their meat offering, their drink offerings, and offer them upon the altar of the house of your God, which is in Jerusalem. And whatsoever shall seem good to thee and to thy brethren, to do with the rest of the silver and the gold, that they do after the will of your God. The vessels also that are given thee for the service of the house of thy God, those deliver thou before the God of Jerusalem. And whatsoever more shall be needful for the house of thy God, which thou shalt have occasion to bestow, bestow it out of the king's treasure house. And I, even I, Artaxerxes the king, do make a decree to all the treasures which are beyond the river, that whatsoever Ezra the priest, the scribe, the law of the God of heaven, shall require of you, it be done speedily. Unto 100 talents of silver, unto 100 measures of wheat, unto 100 baths of wine, unto 100 baths of oil, and salt, without prescribing how much. Whatsoever is commanded by the God of heaven, let it be diligently done, for the house of God of heaven. For why should there be wrath against the realm of the king of his sons? Also we certify that touching any of the priests and Levites, singers, porters, Nethinims, or ministers of the house of God, it shall not be law, tribute, or custom upon them. And thou, Ezra, after the wisdom of thy God that is in thy hand, set magistrates and judges which may judge all the people that are beyond the river, all such as know the laws of thy God, and teach ye them that know them not. And whosoever will not do the law of thy God and the law of the king, let judgment be executed speedily upon him, whether it be unto death, or to banishment, or to confiscation of goods, or to imprisonment. Blessed be the Lord God of our Father, which hath put such a thing as this in the king's heart, to beautify the house of the Lord which is in him, and hath extended mercy unto me before the king and his counselors, and before the mighty princes. And I was strengthened as the hand of the Lord my God was upon me, and I gathered together out of Israel chief men to go up with me. Chapter 8. These are now the chief of their fathers, and this is the genealogy of them that went up with in the reign of Artaxerxes the king. The sons of Phinehas, Gershom; of the sons of Ithamar, Dan; of the sons of David, Hattush; of the sons of Shina, Uriah, and with him of the and 150 sons of Pahath Moab, Elihunai, the son of Micaiah, and with him 200 of the sons of Shechaniah, the son of, and with him 300 males. Of the Eden, Ebed, the son of Jonathan, and with him 50 males. Of the sons of Elam, Jehiah, the son of Eliah, and with him 70 males. Of the sons of Zebediah, the son of Michael, and with him 80 males. Of the sons of Joab, Obadiah, the son of Jehiel, and with him 218. Sons of Shelomith, the son of Josephiah, and with him 103 males. And of the sons of Bebai, Zechariah, the son of Bebai, and with him 28 males. And of the sons of Asgad, Johanan, the son of Hakatan, and with him 100 males. And of the last sons of Adonikam, whose names are these: Eliphalet, Jeiel, Shemaiah, and with them 80 males. And of the sons of Bigvai, Uthai, and Zabud, and with them 70 males. And he gathered them together to the river that runneth to Ahava. And there abode we in tents 3 days, and I viewed the people and the priests, and found there none of the sons of Levi. Then sent I for Eleazar, for Ariel, for Shemaiah, and for Enathan, and for Jarib, and for Elnathan, and for Nathan, and for Zechariah, and for Meshullam, chief men, also for Jorib, and for Elnathan, men of understanding. And I sent them with commandment unto Edo, the chief at the palace Cassifier, and I told them what they should say unto Edo, and to his brethren, the Nethinims, at the place of Cassifier, that they should bring unto us ministers for the house of our God. And by the good of our God upon us, they brought us a man of understanding, of the sons of Mali, the son of Levi, the son of Israel, and Sherebiah, with the sons of his brethren, 18. And Heshabiah with him, Jeshiah, of the sons of Merari, his brethren and their sons, 20. Also of the Nethinims, whom David and the princes had appointed for the service of the Levites, 220 Nethinims. All of them were expressed by name. Then I proclaimed a fast there at the river of Ahava, that we might afflict ourselves before God, to seek of him a right way for us, and for our little ones, and for all our substance. For I was ashamed to require of the king a band of soldiers and horsemen to help us against the enemy in the way, because we had spoken unto the king, saying, the hand of our God is upon all of them, for God that seek him. But his power and his wrath is against all of them that forsake him. So we fasted and besought our God for this, and he was entreated for us. Then I separated 12 of the chief of the priests, Sherebiah, Hashabiah, and 10 of their brethren with them, and weighed unto them the silver, and the gold, and the vessels, even the offspring of the house of our God, which is the king, and his counselors, and his lords, and all Israel there present had offered. I even weighed unto their hands 650 talents of silver, and silver vessels, and 100 talents, and of gold, and 100 talents. Also 20 basins of gold of 1,000 drams, and 2 vessels of fine copper, precious as gold. And I said unto them, ye are holy unto the Lord. The vessels are holy also, and the silver and the gold are free will, offering unto the Lord God of your fathers. Watch ye and keep them, until ye weigh them before the chief of the priests and the Levites of Israel, Jerusalem, in the chambers of the house of the Lord. So took the priests and the Levites the weight of the gold and the silver and the vessels to bring them to Jerusalem unto the God. Then we departed from the river of Ahava on the 12th day of the first month to go unto Jerusalem, and the hand of our God was upon us, and he delivered us from the hand of the enemy, and of such as lay in wait by the way. And we came to Jerusalem, and abode there 3 days. Now on the 4th day was the silver and the gold and the vessels weighed in the house of our God by the hands of Meremoth, the son of Uriah the priest, and with him was Eleazar the son of Phinehas, and with them was Josabad the son of Jeshua, and Noah the son of Binu, Levites. By number and by weight of every one, and all the weight was written at that time. Also the children of those that have been carried away, which will come out of captivity, offered burnt offerings unto the God of Israel, 1,200 bullocks for all Israel, 96 rams, 77 lambs, 12 he-goats for a sin offering. All this was a burnt offering unto the Lord. And they delivered the king's commissions unto the king's lieutenants, and to the governors on this side of the river. And they furthered the people and the house of God.
Chapter 9. These things were done. The princess came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands, doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Amorites. For they have taken of their daughters for themselves, and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, the hand of the princes and rulers had been chief in this trespass. And when I heard this, I rent my garment off the head and of my body, sat down. Then were assembled unto one that trembled at the word of God, because of the transgression had been carried away, and I sat astonished until the evening sacrifice. And the evening sacrifice, I arose up from, and having rent my garment and my mantle, upon my face, out my Lord, I am ashamed and lift up my increased over past is since the days of our a great trespass unto this day. Our iniquities have we, our kings and our priests, been delivered into the hand of the kings of the lands, to captivity and to a spoil, and to confusion of this day. For a little grace showed from the Lord, to leave us a remnant to escape, to give us a nail in his holy place. Our God may lighten our, give us a little revive in our bondage. We were bound, yet our God had not forsaken bondage, extended mercy to sight of the kings of, to give, to set up the house of God, and to repair the desolations thereof, and to give us a wall in Judah and in Jerusalem. And now, O our God, what shall we say after this? For we have forsaken thy commandments, which thou hast commanded by thy servants the prophets, saying, the land unto which ye go to possess it is an unclean land, with the filthiness of the people of the lands, with the abominations which have filled it from one end to another with their uncleanness. Now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take your daughters unto your sons, seek them for their wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever. And after all that is come upon us for our evil deeds, and for our great trespass, less than our iniquities deserve, and has given us to such deliverance as this, should we again break thy commandments and join in affinity with the people of these abominations? Wouldst not thou be angry with us till thou hast consumed us, so that there should be no remnant, no escaping? O Lord God of Israel, thou art righteous, for we remain yet escaped, as it is this day. Behold, we are before thee in our trespasses, for we cannot stand before thee because of this. Chapter 10. Now when Ezra had prayed, and when he had confessed weeping and casting himself down before the house of God, there assembled unto him out of Israel a very great congregation of men and women and children, for the people wept very sore. And Shechaniah, the son of Jehiel, one of the sons of Elam, answered and said unto Ezra, we have trespassed against our God, and have taken strange wives of the people of the land. Yet now there is hope in Israel concerning this. Now let us make a covenant to our God to put away all the wives and as such as are born of them, according to the counsel of my Lord, and to those that tremble at the commandment of our God. Let it be done according to the law. Arise, for this matter belongeth unto thee. We also will be with thee. Be of good courage and do it. Then arose Ezra and made the chief priests, the Levites, and all Israel to swear that they should do according to the word, and they sware. Then Ezra rose up from before the house of God and went into the chamber of Johanan, son of Eliashib. And when he came thither, he did eat no bread nor drink water, for he mourned because of the transgression of them that had been carried away. And they made proclamation throughout Judah and Jerusalem unto all the children of captivity, that they should gather themselves together unto Jerusalem. And that whosoever should not come within 3 days, according to the counsel of the princes and the elders, all his substance should be forfeited, and himself separated from the congregation of those that had been carried away. Then all the men of Judah and Benjamin gathered themselves together unto Jerusalem within 3 days. It was the 9th month, on the 20th day of the month, and all the people sat in the street of the house, trembling because of this matter and for great. And Ezra the prophet said unto them, Ye have transgressed, have taken trespass in Israel. Therefore make unto the and separate from the strange wives. As thou to do. At a time of for we have transgressed in this thing. Let all the congregation in our cities come at appointed times, and with them the elders of every city, and until the fierce wrath of this matter be turned. Only John, the son of Asher, son of Tikva, were employed about this matter, and Meshulam, Levite, helped. Priests with certain after of their father names was separated and sat down at the first month to examine the matter. Later an end with taken strange wives on the first day of and among the sons of the priests, wives, sons of the son of Mahasa. And they offered a ram and the sons of Zebediah, Massa, Shema,
Passed in the month of Chislew, in the 20th year, as I was in Shushan the palace, that Hanani, one of my brethren, came, he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity and Jerusalem. They said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity from great affliction reproach. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire. And it came to pass when I saw these words that I sat and mourned certain days, and prayed before the God of heaven, and said, I beseech thee, O Lord God of heaven, the terrible God, that keepeth covenant with his commandments, let thine ear now be attentive and open, that thou hearest the prayer of thy servant, which I pray before thee day and night. The children confess the sins of the children which we have sinned against thee, both I and myself. We have dealt very corruptly against thee, and have not the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the commandments thy servant Moses. Remember, I teach thee the word that thou commandest if he shall scatter you abroad among nations, if he turn unto me, and keep my commandments, and do those cast out unto the uttermost parts of the heaven, yet I will gather them from thence, and bring them unto the place that my name. Now these are thy servants, and thy people, thou hast redeemed by thy great strong hand. O Lord, I beseech thee, let now thine ear be attentive to thy servants, and to the prayer of thy servants who desire to fear thy name, and prosper. I pray thee, thy servant this grant them mercy, for I was the king's cupbearer. 2. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th, that up the wine. Now I had not been before, wherefore the king said, raise thy countenance, thou art else but parts. I was very, very sore afraid, and said unto the king, why should not when the city, the place of my father's sepulchre, light, and the gates thereof are. Then the king said unto me, for what dost thou make request? So I prayed to the God of heaven, and I said unto the king, if it please the king, found favor in thy sight, that send me unto the city of my father's sepulchres, that I may build it. The king said, the queen also sitting by him, for how long shall thy journey be, and when wilt thou return? So it pleased the king to send me, and it set him me time. Moreover, I said unto the king, if it let letters be given me to the governors beyond the river, that they may me till I come into Judah. And a letter to the keeper of the gates, that he give me timber to make beams for the gates which appertain to the house, for the wall of and for the house that I shall enter into. And the king granted me, and of my God upon me. I came to the beyond the river, and gave them the king's letters. Now the king had captains of the army and horsemen with me. When Sanballat the Horonite, and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, heard of it exceedingly, that there was come among the welfare of the children of Israel. So to Jerusalem, and was there 3 days. And I arose in the night, I and some few men with me. Neither told I any man what my God had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem. Neither was there any beast with me, save the beast I rode upon, and went out by night by the gate of the vine before the and to do the dung pot, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem, which were broken down, and the gates thereof were consumed with fire. Then I went unto the gate of fountain, and to the king's pool, but there was no place for the beast that was under me to pass. Then went I up by the night's brook, and viewed the wall, and turned back, and entered by the gate of the valley. So I returned. Whither I went, or what I did, neither had I told it to the Jews, nor to the rulers, nor nobles, nor those that did the work. And I said unto them, Ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth, and the thereof come and build up Jerusalem, that we are reproached. Then I told them of the hand of my God, which was good upon me, his words that he had unto me. And they said, Let us rise up and build. They strengthened their hands for good work. But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the Arabian heard it, they laughed us to scorn and despised us, and said, What is this thing that ye do? Will ye rebel against the king? Then answered I them, and said unto them, He will prosper us. Therefore we his servants will arise and build, but ye have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem.
Then Elias rose, and they builded the sheep gate. They sanctified it, and set up the doors of it. Each tower they sanctified it, unto the tower of Hananiel. And next unto him builded the men of Jericho. And next to them builded all the sons of Hananiel, the locks thereof, and the bars. And next unto him repaired Meremoth, the son of Elijah. Next unto them repaired Meshullam, the son of Berachai, the son of Melchizedek. And next unto them repaired Zadok, the son of Bahana. And next unto them repaired, but they know not their necks to the work of their Lord. Moreover, the old gate repaired Jehoiada, the son of Peseah, and Meshullam, the son of Besodei. They laid the beams thereof, and set up the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof. And next unto them repaired Melatiah the Gibeonite, and Jadon the Meronothite, the men of Gibeon and of Mizpah, unto the throne of the governor on this side the river. Next unto him repaired Uziel, the son of the goldsmiths. Next unto him also repaired the son of one of the apothecaries, and they fortified Jerusalem unto the broad wall. And next unto them repaired Rephaiah, the son of Hur, the ruler of the half part of Jerusalem. Next unto them repaired the Rumath, even over his house. And next unto him repaired Atosh, the son of Ashibaniah, and Nahashab, the son of Pahath, the peace, and the tower of the furnaces. Repaired Halohesh, the ruler of the half part of Jerusalem, he and his daughters. The valley gate repaired Hanan, and the inhabitants of Zanoah, they built it, and set up the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof, and 1,000 cubits on the wall unto the gate, the down gate. But the down gate repaired Melchiah, the son of Richard, the ruler of part of Bethesarem. He built it, and set up the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof. But the gate of the fountain repaired Shallun, the son of Kolhezi, the ruler of part of Mizpah. He built it and covered it, and set up the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof, and the wall of the pool of garden, and unto the stairs that go down from the city of David. After him repaired Nehemiah, the son of Azbok, the ruler of the half part of Bethzor, unto the place over against the sepulchres of David, and to the pool that was made, and unto the house of the mighty. After him repaired the Levites, Rehum, the son of Bani. Next unto him repaired Hashabiah, the ruler of the half part of Keiah, in his part. After him repaired their brethren, Baviah, the son of Hanadad, the ruler of the half part. And next unto him repaired Ezer, the son of Jeshua, the ruler of Mizpah. Another piece, the going up to the armory at the turning of the wall. After him Baruch, the son of Zabai, earnestly repaired the other piece, from the turning of the wall unto the door of the house of Eliashib the high priest. And repaired Meremoth, the son of Urijah, the son of Koz, from the door of the house of Eliashib even to the end of the house of Eliashib. And after him the priests, the men of the plain. After him repaired Benjamin and Hashab over against their house. After him repaired the son of Maashiah, the son of Ananiah by his house. After him repaired Benui, the son of Henadab, another piece, from the wall even unto the corner. Palal the son of Benui, over against the turning of the wall, and the tower which lieth out from the king's house, that was by the court of the prison. After him Pedaiah the son of Parosh. Moreover, the Nethinims dwelt in Ophel, unto the place over against the water gate toward the east, and the tower that lieth out. After them the Tekoites repaired another piece, over against the great tower that lieth out, even unto the wall of Ophel. From above the horse gate repaired the one over against the house. After them repaired Zadok the son of Immer, over against his house. After him repaired also Shemaiah, the son of Shechaniah, the keeper of the east gate. After him repaired Hananiah, the son of Shelemiah, and Hanan, the sixth son of Zalaph, another piece. After him repaired Meshullam, the son of Berechiah, over against his chamber. After him repaired Melchiah, the goldsmith's son, unto the place of the Nethinims, and of the servants over against the gate Mikcad, and to the going up of the corner. And between the going up of the corner unto the sheep gate repaired the goldsmiths and the merchants. Chapter 4. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that he rebuilded the wall, he was wroth, and took great indignation, and mocked the Jews. And he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria, and said, What do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? Now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, Even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall. Hear, O our God, for we are despised, and upon their own head, and give them for a prey in the land of captivity, and cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee. For they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. So build we the wall. And all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard the walls of up, and that the breaches began to be stopped, then they were wroth. All of them together to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. Nevertheless, we made our prayer unto our God, and set a watch against them day and night. And Judah of the bearers of burden, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. And our adversaries said, They shall not know, neither see, till we come in the midst of them, and slay them, and cause the work to cease. And it came to pass that when the Jews which dwelt by them came, they said unto us 10 times, From all places whence ye shall return unto us, they will be upon you. Therefore set I in the lower places behind the wall, and on the higher places. I even set the people after their families, with their swords, their spears, and their bows, and rose up unto the nobles, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people. Be not afraid of them. Remember your brethren, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. And it came to pass, when our enemies heard that it was known unto us, and God had brought their counsel to naught, that we returned all of us to the wall, every one unto his work. And it came to pass from that time forth, that the half of my servants wrought in the work, and the other half of them held both the spears, the shields and the bows, and the habergeons, and the rulers were behind all the house of Judah. They which builded on the wall, and they that bare burdens, and those that laded, every one with one of his hands wrought in the work, and with the other hand held a weapon. For the builder, one that girded by his side, and so builded. And he that sounded the trumpet was by me. And I said unto the nobles, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, the work is great and large, and we are separated upon the wall, one far from another. In what place therefore ye hear the sound of the trumpet, resort ye thither unto us. Our God shall fight for us. And we labored in the work, and half of them that held the spears from the rising of the morning till the stars appeared. Likewise at the same time said I unto the people, let every one with his servant lodge within Jerusalem, that in the night they may be a guard to us, and labor on the day. So neither I, nor my brethren, nor my servants, nor the men of the guard which followed me, none of us put off our clothes, saving that every one put them off for washing.
Chapter 5. There was a great cry of the people against the Jews, that said, we are sons, and our daughters are many. Therefore we take up corn for them, that we may eat and live. Some also there were that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards and houses, that we might buy corn, because of the said, we have borrowed money for the king's and yet now our of our brethren, our children, as we bring into bondage our daughters to be servants. And some of our daughters are brought unto bondage. Neither is it in our prayer to redeem them, for other men have our lands. And I was very angry when I heard their cry and these words. Then I consulted with myself, and I rebuked the nobles and the rulers, and said unto them, ye exact usury, every one of his brother. And I set against them. And I said unto them, we our ability have redeemed our brethren the Jews, which were sold unto the heathen. And will ye even sell your brethren, or shall they be sold unto us? Then held they also I said, it is not good that ye do. Ye not fear of our God because of the reproach ye do. I likewise and my brethren, and my servants might exact of them money and corn. I pray you, let us leave off this usury. Restore, I pray, them even this day their lands, their vineyards, their oliveyards, and their houses, 100th part of the money, and of the wine and the oil that ye exact of them. Then said they, we will restore them, and we will require nothing of them. So we will do as yes. I called the priests and took an oath to them that they should be according to the promise. Also I shook my lap and said, so God, shake out of every man from his house and from his labor, that performeth not this promise. Even thus be ye shaken out and emptied. And all the congregation said, Amen, and praised the Lord. And the people did according to this promise. Moreover, from the time that I was appointed to be their governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year even unto the 32nd year of Artaxerxes the king, that is 12 years, I and my brethren have not eaten the bread of the governor. But the former governors that had been before were chargeable unto the people, and had taken of them bread and wine, beside 40 shekels of silver, yea, even their servants bear rule over the people. But so did not I, because of the fear of God. Yea, also I continued in the work of this wall, neither bought we any land, and all my servants were gathered thither unto the work. Moreover, there were at my table 150 of the Jews and rulers, besides those that came unto us from among the heathen that are about us. Now that which was prepared for me daily was 1 ox and 6 choice sheep. Also fowls were prepared for me, and once in 10 days store of all sorts of wine. Yet for all this required not I the bread of the governor, because the bondage was heavy upon this people. Think upon me, my God, for good, according to all that I have done for this people. Chapter 6. Now it came to pass, when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem the Arabian, the rest of the enemies, heard that I had builded the wall, and that there was no breach left therein, though at the time I had set up the doors upon the gates. Sanballat and Geshem sent unto me, saying, Come, let us meet together in some one of the villages in the plain of Ono. But they thought to do me mischief, and I sent messengers unto them, saying, I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease, whilst I leave it and come down to you? Unto me 4 times after this, answered them after the same manner. Then sent Sanballat his servant unto me in like manner, the 5th time with an open letter in his hand, wherein was written, It is reported among the heathen, and Gashmu saith it, that thou and the Jews think to rebel, for which cause thou buildest the wall, that thou mayest be their king according to these words. And thou hast also appointed prophets to preach of thee at Jerusalem, saying, There is a king of Judah, and now shall it be reported to the king according to these words. Come now, therefore, and let us take counsel together. Then I sent unto him, saying, There are no such thing done as thou sayest. Thou feignest them out of thine own heart. For they all made us afraid, saying, Their hand shall be from the work, that it therefore, O God, strengthen my hands. After I came unto the house of Shemaiah, the son of Deliah, the son of Mehetabeel, who was shut up, and he said, Let us meet together in the house of God within the temple, and let us shut the doors of the temple, for they will come and slay thee. Yea, in the night will they come and slay thee. And I said, Should such a man as I flee? And who is there that, being go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. And lo, I perceived that God had sent him, that he pronounced this prophecy against me. For Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. Therefore was he hired, that I should be afraid, and do so and sin, and that they might have matter for an evil report, that they might reproach me. May God think of Tobiah and Sanballat according to these their works, and on the prophetess Noadiah, and the rest of the prophets that would have put me in fear. So the wall was 25th day of the month Elul, in 52 days. And it came to pass that when all of our enemies heard thereof, and all the heathen that were about us saw these things, they were such cast down in their own eyes, for they perceived that his work was wrought. Moreover, in those days the nobles of Judah sent many letters unto Tobiah, and the letters of Tobiah came unto them. For there were many in Judah sworn unto him, because he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah the son of Era, and his son Johanan had taken the daughter of Meshullam the son of Berekah. Also they reported his good deeds before me, and uttered my words to him, and Tobiah sent letters to put me in fear. chapter 7. Now it came to pass, and I had set up the doors and the Levites were appointed. Then I gave my brother Hananiah and Hananiah, the ruler of the palace, charge over Jerusalem, for he was a faithful man, and feared God above many. And I said unto them, let not the gates of Jerusalem be opened until the sun be hot. And while they stand by, let them shut the doors and bar them, and inhabitants of Jerusalem, everyone in his watch, and everyone to be over against his house. Now the city was large and great, but the people were few therein, and the houses were not builded. And my God put into my heart to gather together the nobles and the rulers and the people, that they might be reckoned by genealogy. And I found a register of the genealogy of them which came up at the first, and found written therein, these are the children of the province that went up out of captivity, of those that had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon had carried away, and came again to Jerusalem and to Judah, every one unto his city. Who came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah, Ramiah, Nahamani, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispereth, Migvai, Bani. The number, I say, of the men of the people of Israel was this: the children of Parosh, 2,172. The children of Shephatiah, 372. 652. The children of, and the children of Jeshua and Joab, 2,818. The children of Elam, 1,254. The children of Zatu, 845. The children of Zakai, 703 score. The children of Binui, 640. The children of 620 and 8. The children of Asgad, 2,320 and 2. The children of Adonikam, 603 score and 7. The children of Bigbai, 2,003 score and 7. The children of Adin, 650 and 5. The children of Eta of Hezekiah, 90 and 8. Hashem, 320 and 8. The children of 320 and 4. The children of Hariph, 112. The children of Gibeon, 90 and 5. The men of Bethlehem and Netophah, 104 score and 8. The men of 128. The men of Beth-Sadamereth, 40 and 2. The men of Jath, Jerry, Shephirah, and Beros, 740 and 3. The men of Ramah and Geba, 621. The men of Michmas, 120 and 2. The men of Bethel and Ai, 120 and 3. The men of the other Nebo, 50 and 2. The children of the other Elam, 1,250 and 4. The children of Harim, 320. The children of Jericho, and 5. The children of Lod, Hadid, and Ono, 720 and 1. The children of Sina, 3,930. The priests of the house of Jeshua, 970 and 3. The children of Ima, 1,050. The children of Pashur, 1,240 and 7. The children of Harim, 1,017. The Levites, the children of Jeshua, of Kadimiel, and of the children of Hodiva, 70 and 4. The singers, the children of Asaph, 140 and 8. The porters, the children of Shalom, the children of Eta, the children of Talmon, the children of Akab, the children of Hatita, the children of Shobai, 130 and 8. The Nethinims, the children of Ziha, the children of Heshuphat, the children of Taboath, the children of Kiros, the children of Sia, the children of Padon, the children of Lebanon, the children of Hagabah, the children of Shalmai, the children of Hanan, the children of Giddel, the children of Gihah, the children of Raya, the children of Rezin, the children of Nikoda, the children of Gazam, the children of Uzzah, the children of Phasea, the children of Besai, the children of Menom, the children of Nephih, the children of Bakok, the children of Hakupha, the children of Hahah, the children of Baslit, the children of Mehida, the children of Hasha, the children of Bakos, the children of Sisera, the children of Tamar, the children of Nesiah, the children of Hatipha, the children of Solomon's servants, the children of Sotai, the children of Sopheres, the children of Perida, the children of Jala, the children of Dakon, the children of Giddel, the children of Shephatiah, the children of Hatil, the children of Pokeres of Zebaim, the children of Ammon. All the Nethinims and the children of Solomon's servants were 392. And these were they which went up also from Telmelah, Telrisha, Cherub, Adon, and Immer, but they could not show their father's house, nor their seed, whether they were of Israel. The children of Deliah, the children of Tobiah, the children of Nekoda, 642, and of the priests, the children of Hobiah, the children of Koz, the children of Basilai, which took one of the daughters of Barzillai, the Gileadite, to wife, and was called after their name. These sought their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but it was not found, therefore were they, as polluted, put from the priesthood. And the Cherethatha said unto them that they would not eat of the most holy things, till there stood up a priest with Urim and Thummim. The whole congregation together was 42,000, besides their manservants and their maidservants, was 700, 245 singing men and singing women. Their horses 30 and their mules 240 and 5. Their camels 430 and 5, 6,720 asses. And some of the chief of the gave unto the work. The Cherethatha gave to the treasure 1,000 drams of gold, 50 basins, 530 priest garments. And some of the chief of the fathers gave to treasure of the work 20,000 drams of gold and 2,200 pounds of silver. And that which the rest of the people gave was 20,000 drams and 2,000 pounds of silver, and 67 priest garments. So the priests and the Levites and the porters and the singers and some of the people and the Nethinims and all Israel dwelt in their cities. And when the 7th month came, the children of Israel were in their cities.
Nehemiah chapter 8. And all the people got together as one man into the street that Ezra the scribe, to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had commanded to Israel. And for the congregation, both of men and women, and all that could hear with understanding, upon the first day of the 7th month. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate, from the morning until midday, before the men and the women, and those that could understand. And the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law. And Ezra the scribe stood upon a pulpit of wood, which they had made for the purpose, and beside him stood Mattithiah, and Shema, and Ananiah, and Urijah, and Hilkiah, and Maaseiah, on his right hand, and on his left hand Pedadiah, and Mishael, and Malchiah, and Hashum, and Hashbaddanah, Zechariah, and Meshullam.
And Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people, for he was above all the people. And when he opened it, all the people stood up. And Ezra blessed the great Lord. And all the people answered, Amen, Amen, with lifting up their hands, and they bowed their heads and worshipped the Lord with their faces to the ground. Also Joshua and Bani and Sherebiah, Jamin, Akab, Shabbathiah, Hodijah, Masiah, Kelita, Azariah, Jozabad, Hanan, Peliah, and the Levites caused the people to understand the law, and the people stood in their place. So they read in the book in the law of the God distinctly, and gave the sense, and caused them to understand the reading. And Nehemiah, which is the Tisharatha, and Ezra the priest, the scribe, and the Levites that taught the people, said unto all the people, This day is holy unto the Lord your God. Mourn not, weep not. For all the people wept when they heard the words of the law. Then he said unto them, Go your way, eat the fat, and drink the sweet, and send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared. For this day is holy unto our Lord, neither ye sorrowing. For the joy of the Lord is your strength. I stilled all the people, saying, Hold your peace, for the day is holy, neither be ye grieved. And all went their way to eat, and to drink, and to greet mirth, because they heard the words that were declared unto them. And on the second day were gathered together the chief of the fathers of all the priests unto Ezra the scribe, even to understand the words of the law. And they found written in the law which the Lord had commanded by Moses, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month, and that they should publish in cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go forth unto the mount, and fetch olive branches, and pine branches, and myrtle branches, and palm branches, and branches of thick trees to make booths, as it is written. So the people went forth and brought them, and made themselves booths, every one upon the roof of his house, and in their courts, and in the courts of the house of God, and in the street of the water gate, and in the street of the gate of Ephraim. And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths, and sat under the booths. For since the days of Joshua the son of Nun, unto that day had not the children of Israel done so. And there was very great gladness. Also, day by day, from the first day unto the last day, he read in the book of the law of God. And they kept the feast 7 days, and on the 8th day was a solemn assembly according to the manner. Nehemiah chapter 9. Now, the children of Israel were assembled, and the seed of Israel, strangers, and of their father, and read in the book of the law of the Lord. Fourth past day, they confessed and worshipped the Lord. Stood upon the stairs of the Levites Joshua and Bani, Miel, Shabaniah, Bunai, Sherebiah, Bani, and Chananiah, and cried with a loud voice unto the Lord their God. Then the Levites, Joshua and Kadmiel, Bani, Hashbaniah, Sherebiah, Hodijah, Shabaniah, and Pathiah, said, Stand up and bless the Lord your God forever and ever, and bless thy glorious name, which is exalted above all blessings and praise. Thou, even thou art alone, thou hast made heaven, the heaven of heavens, with all their hosts, and the earth, and all things that are therein, that is therein, and thou preservest them, and all the hosts of heaven worshipeth thee. Thou art the Lord who didst to choose Abraham, and broughtest him forth out of Ur of Chaldees, and gavest him the name, and foundest his heart faithful before thee, and madest a covenant with the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Jebusites, and the Gigarites, to give it, I say, to his seed, and hast performed thy words, for thou art righteous. And didst see the affliction of our fathers in Egypt, and heardest their cry by the Red Sea. and showed us the signs and wonders upon Pharaoh and on all his servants and on all the people of this land, for thou knewest that they dealt proudly against them. So didst thou get thee a name as it is by this day. And thou didst divide the sea before them, so that they went through the midst of the sea on the dry land. Thou threwest into the deeps as a stone into the mighty waters. Moreover, thou leddest them in the day by a cloudy pillar, and in the night by a pillar of fire, to give them light in the way wherein they should go. Thou camest down also upon Mount Sinai, and spakest with them from heaven, and gavest them right judgments, and true laws, good statutes, and commandments. And madest known unto them thy holy Sabbath and commandments, them precepts, statutes, and law by the hand of Moses thy servant. And gavest them bread from heaven for their hunger, and brought us forth water for them out of the rock for their thirst, and promised them that they should go into the possess the land which thou hast sworn to give them. But they and our fathers dealt proudly, and hardened their necks, and hearkened not to thy commandments, and refused to obey, neither were mindful of thy word thou didst among them. But hearkened their necks, and in their rebellion appointed a captain to return to their bondage. But thou art a God ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and forsake them not. Yea, when they had made then a molten calf, and said, This is thy God that brought thee up out of Egypt, and had wrought great provocations. Yet thou in thy manifold mercies forsakest them not in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud departed not from them by day, to lead them in the way, neither the pillar of fire by night, to show them the light and the way wherein they should go. Thou gavest also thy good spirit to instruct them, and withheldest not thy manna from their mouth, and gavest them water for their thirst. Yea, 40 years didst thou sustain them in the wilderness, so that they lacked nothing. Their clothes waxed not old, and their feet swelled not. Moreover, thou gavest them kingdoms and nations, and didst divide them into corners, possessed the land of Sihon, and the land of the king of Heshbon, and the land of Og king of Bashan. The children multipliedest thou stars of heaven, and broughtest them into the land concerning which thou hadst promised to their fathers. So the children went in and possessed the land, and thou subduest before them the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, and gavest them into their kings and the people of the land, that they might do with them as they would. Took strong and a fat land, and possessed houses full of gods, wells digged, vineyards and oliveyards, and fruit trees in abundance. So they did eat and were filled, and became fat, and delighted, became themselves in great goodness. Nevertheless, they obedient and cast behind their backs, and slew thy prophets which testified against them to turn them to thee, what great provocations. For thou deliverest them into the hand of their enemies who vexed them, and in the time of their trouble, when they cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven, and according to thy manifold mercies thou gavest saviors, who saved them out of the land of their enemies. But after they had rest, they did evil again, and before thee therefore left them in the land of the enemies, so that they under dominion over them. Yet when they returned and cried unto thee, thou heardest them from the heaven, and many times didst thou deliver them according to thy mercies, and testifiedest against them that thou mightest bring them again unto thy law. Yet they dealt proudly, and hearkened not unto thy commandments, but aimed against thy judgment, which if a man do, he shall live in them, and withdrew the shoulder, and hearkened their neck, and would not hear. As didst thou forbear them, and testifiedest against them by the Spirit in the prophets, yet would they not give ear. Therefore gavest thou them into the hand of the people of the land. Nevertheless, for thy great mercy's sake, thou didst not utterly consume them, nor forsake them, for thou art a gracious and merciful God. Now therefore, O God, the great, the mighty, and the terrible God, who keepeth covenant and mercy, let not all the trouble seem little before thee that hath come upon us, on our kings, on our princes, and on our priests, and on our prophets, and on our fathers, and on all the people, since the time of the kings of Azariah unto this day. Howbeit, thou art just in all that is brought upon us, for thou hast done right, but we have done wickedly. Neither have our kings, or princes, or priests, nor our fathers kept thy law, nor hearkened unto the commandments and the testimonies wherewith thou didst testify against them. For they have not served thee in their kingdom, and in goodness harvest them, and in the fat land which thou gavest before them, neither turned they from their wicked works. Behold, we are servants this day, and for the land that thou gavest unto our fathers, eat the fruit, the gold in it. And it yielded much increase unto the kings whom thou hast set over us because of our sins. Also they have dominion over our bodies and over our cattle at their pleasure, and we are in great distress. And because of all this, we make a covenant and write it, and our princes, Levites, and priests seal unto it.
Nehemiah chapter 10. Now those that were sealed, Shutter, the son of Halakiah, and Zidkijah, Sariah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Pashur, Amariah, Malkijah, Hattush, Shebaniah, Maluk, Harim, Marim, Ginathan, Baruch, Meshulam, Abijah, Mijamin, Mosiah, Bilgai, Shemaiah. These were the priests. Levites, both Joshua the son of Azaniah, Binui the son of Henadad, Kedel, Hodijah, Kelita, Pelea, Hanan, Micah, Rehob, Hashabiah, Zakur, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hodijah, Benui. The chief of Parash, Pahath Moab, Elam, Zathu, Bani, Buni, Asgad, Bebai, Adonijah, Bigvai, Adin, Atta, Hizkijah, Aju, Hodijah, Hashum, Bezai, Harif, Anathoth, Nebai, Magdal, Shulam, Hezir, Meshes, Zodak, Jedua, Pelatiah, Ananiah, Hoshea, Hananiah, Hashub, Halohesh, Peleha, Shebek, Hashabana, Messiah, and Hanan, Anak, Maluk, Harim, Bana, and the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the porters, the singers, the Nethinims, and all that they had separated themselves from the people of the lands unto the law of God, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, every one having knowledge and having understanding. They clave to their brethren, their nobles, and entered into a covenant to walk in God's law, which was given by Moses, the servant of God, and to observe and do all the commandments of the Lord our God, and his judgments and his statutes, and that we would not give our daughters unto the people of the land, nor take their daughters for our sons. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath, or on the holy day, and that we would leave the 7th year and the exactation of every debt. Also we made ordinances for us, to charge ourselves yearly with the 3rd part of a shekel for the service of the house of our God, for the shewbread, and for the continual meat offering, and for the continual offering of new moons, for the set feasts, and for the holy things, and for the sin offerings, to make an atonement for Israel of the house of God. And we cut among the priests the wood offering, to bring it into the house of our God, after the houses of our fathers, at times appointed year by year, to burn upon the altar of the Lord our God, as it is written in the law, and to bring the first fruits of our ground, and the first fruits of all trees, year by year, unto the house of the Lord. Also the firstborn of our sons and of our cattle, as is written in the law, and the firstlings of our herds and our flocks, to bring to the house of our God, unto the priests that minister in the house of our God. And that we should bring the first fruit of our dough, and the offerings, and the fruits of all manner of trees, of wine, unto the priests, the chambers of the house of our God, and the tithes of our ground unto the Levites, that the same Levites might have the tithes in all the cities of our tillage. And the shall be with the Levites, and the Levites, when the Levites take tithes, and the Levites shall bring up the tithe of the tithes into the house of our God, to the chambers unto the treasure house. For the children of Israel and the children of Levi shall bring the offering of the corn, of the new wine, and the oil unto the chambers, where are the vessels of the sanctuary, and the priests that minister, and the porters, and the singers. We will not forget our God. Chapter 11. And the rulers of the people dwelt at Jerusalem. The rest of the people also cast lots to bring 1 of 10 to dwell in Jerusalem, the holy city, and 9 parts to dwell in other cities. And the people blessed all the men that willingly offered themselves to dwell at them. Now these are the provinces that dwelt in them. But in the cities of Judah dwelt every one in his possession in their cities, to wit, Israel the priests, and the Levites, and the Nethinims, and the children of Solomon. And at Jerusalem dwelt certain of the children of Judah, and the children of Benjamin, Judah, the son of Uzziah, the son of Zechariah, the son of Amariah, the son of Shaphatai, the son of Mahalil, the children of Perez, and Messiah, the son of Baruch, the son of Colohez, the son of Haziah, the son of Adiah, the son of Jorib, the son of Zechariah, the son of Sholini. All the sons of Perez that dwelt at Jerusalem were 468 valiant men. And these are the sons of Benjamin: Salu, the son of Meshulam, the son of Joed, the son of Koliah, the son of Messiah, the son of Ithiel, the son of Josiah. And after him Gabai, Salai, 98. And Joel, the son of Zikri, was their overseer, and Judah, the son of Zenuah, was second over the city. Of the priests, Jediah, the son of Jorab, Joshin, Sariah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Meshulam, the son of Zodok, the son of Marioth, was the ruler of the house of God. And their brethren that did the work of the house were 8 and 2. And Adiah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Peleah, the son of Amzi, the son of Zechariah, the son of Pashur, and his brethren, the 260, the son of Azar, the son of their brethren, Mike, was Zab, the son of also of Shemaiah, the son of Hashub, Azri, the son of Buni, of the Levites, of the whole, Matthiah of Zab, to begin thanksgiving in, and Bukukai found his brethren, and Abda of Shumwa, the son of them. In the city would Jacob, Talman, and they kept 170 and 2. And the residue of Israel of the priests and of the Levites of Judah, every one in hands. But the net in Ophel, and Jispa, the Nims. There also at Jerusalem was Uzi, son of Bani, son of Hashabai, of Mattaniah, of the singers who over. For it was the king's command that a celebration should be for the singers due for every day. And Pethiah, the son of Meshazar, children of Zerah, the was at the matters, and for the villages children of Judah dwelt at Kirjaraba, and in the villages thereof, and at Dibon, and in the villages thereof, and at Jechezabil, and in the villages thereof, and at Jeshua, and at Molada, and at Bethlephet, and at Hazashual, and at Beersheba, and at the villages thereof, and the Ziklag, and the Mekona, and in the villages thereof, and at Enrimmon, and in Zaria, and at Jarimoth, Zanoah, Adlulam, and in their villages, at Lachish, the fields thereof at Azekah, and in the villages thereof, and they dwelt from Beersheba unto the valley of Hinnon. The children also of Benjamin from Geba dwelt at Mishmash, and Ijah, and Bethel, and in their villages, and at Anathoth, Nob, Aniah, Hazor, Ramoth, Gittam, Hadid, Nebalat, Lod, and Ono, the valley of craftsmen. And the Levites were division in Judah and in Benjamin.
Nehemiah chapter 12. Now these are the priests and the Levites, the son of Shealtiel and Joshua, Shariah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Maluk, Atush, Shechaniah, Rehum, Meremoth, Iddo, Genethu, Abijah, Mayamin, Maadiah, Bilgah, Shamamiah, and Joarib, Jedediah, Salu, Amok, Hilkiah, Jedediah. These were the chief of the priests and of their brethren in the days of Joshua. Moreover, the Levites, Joshua, Binnui, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Judah, and Mattaniah, which was over the thanksgiving brethren. Also Bakbukiah, they were over against them. And Joshua begat Joachim, also begat Eliashib, and Eliashib also begat Joiada, and Joiada begat Jonathan, and Jonathan Jadua. And in the fathers of Ezra of Hanan, two Jonathan of Harim Adna, Marayuth of Ed, son Meshullam, Abijah of Minaiah, of Bilgah, Jehovah, and of Joarib, Mattanath, of Uzziah, of Eber, Hilkiah, Hashabiah, and Johanan, chief others. Also the priests to the reign of Darius the Persian. The sons of Levi, the chief of the fathers, were written in the book of the Chronicles, even until the days of Johanan, the son of Eliashib. And the chief of the Levites, Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Joshua, brethren over against them, to praise and to give thanks according to the commandment of David, the man of God, word over against word. Mattaniah and Bakbukiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, Akbub were porters, keeping the word at the thresholds of the gates. These were in the days of Joachim, the son of Joshua, the son of Josadak, and in the days of Nehemiah the governor, and of Ezra the priest, the scribe. And at the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem, they sought all the places to bring them to Jerusalem, to keep the dedication with gladness, both with thanksgivings and with singing, with cymbals, with psalteries, and with harps. And the sons of singers gathered themselves together, both country round about Jerusalem, and from the villages of Netophathi, also from house of Gilgal, and out of the fields of Geba and Asmathib. For the singers have builded them villages around about Jerusalem. And the priests and Levites purified themselves, and purified the people, and the gates and the wall. Then I brought up the princes of Judah upon the wall, and appointed 2 great companies of them that gave thanks, whereof one of went on the right hand upon the wall toward the dung gate. And after them went Hoshaniah and half of the princes of Judah, and Azariah, Ezra, and Meshullam, Judah and Benjamin, Shemaiah and Jeremiah, and certain of the priest's sons with trumpets, namely Zechariah, the son of Jonathan, and the son of Samariah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micaiah, the son of Zachar, the son of Asaph, and his brethren Shemaiah and Azariel, Milalai, Gilalai, Maai, Methaniel, and Judah, Hanani, with music of David, the man of God, and Ezra the scribe. And at the fountain gate which was over against them, they went up by the stairs of David, at the going up of the wall above the house of David, even unto the water gate eastward. And the other company of them that went over against them, and the half of the people were of furnaces, even upon the broad wall. And from above the gate of Ephraim, and above the old gate, and above the and the tower of, even unto the sheep gate, and the prison. So stood the two companies of them that gave thanks in the house of God, and I, and the half of the rulers with me, and the priests Eliakim, Messiah, Mininiamin, Elionai, Zechariah, and Hananiah, with trumpets, and Messiah, and Shemaiah, and Eleazar, and Uzi, and Johanan, Malachijah, and Elam, and Ezra. And the singers sang loud with Jezariah, their overseer. Also they offered great sacrifices and rejoiced, for God had made them with great joy. The wives also and the children rejoiced, so that the joy of Jerusalem was heard, even afar off. At the time they were some appointed over the chambers for the treasures, for the offerings, for the first fruits, and for the tithes, to gather into them out of the fields of the cities the portions of the law for the priests and for Judah rejoiced for the priests and for the Levites that waited. And both the singers and the porters kept the word of their God, and the word of the purification according to the commandment of David and of Solomon his son. For in the days of David and Asaph of old they were chief of the singers, and songs of praise and thanksgiving unto God. And all in Jerusalem in the days of Zerubbabel and in the days of Nehemiah gave the portions of the singers and the porters every day his portion, and five things to the Levites, them unto the children of Aaron. Chapter 13. On the day read in the book of Moses, the audience of the people and their song written, the Ammonite and the Moabite should not come into the congregation of God forever, because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water, but hired Balaam against them, that he should curse them. Howbeit our God turned to a blessing. It came, they heard the Lord, and that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude. And before this, Eliashib the priest, having the oversight of the chamber of the house of our God, was allied unto Tobago, prepared for him a great chamber, where aforetime they laid the meat offerings, the frankincense and the vessels, and the tithes of the corn, the new wine, and the oil, which was commanded to be given to the Levites and the singers and the porters and the offerings of the priests. But in all this time was not I Jerusalem, for in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, king of Babylon, came I unto the king, and after certain days obtained I leave for the king. Into Jerusalem, and understood of the evil of Eliashib did for Tobiah, in preparing him a chamber in the courts of the house of me so. Therefore I brought all the household stuff of Tobiah out of the chamber. Then I commanded that they cleanse the chambers, and thither brought I again the vessels of the house of God, with the meat offering, that the portions of the Levites had not been given them, for the Levites that did the work were fled every one to his. Contended with the rulers and said, Why is the house of God forsaken? Them together and set them in their place. Then brought Judah the corn and the new wine and the oil unto the treasuries. And I made treasures over the treasuries, Shelemiah the priest, and Zadok the scribe, and of the Levites Pedadiah, and next to them was Hanan the son of Zakur, the son of Mattaniah, for they were counted faithful, and their office was to distribute unto them their brethren. Remember me, O my God, concerning this, and wipe not up my God the house of my God, and for the thereof. In this so some children on the Sabbath, and bringing in sheaves and laden asses, as also wine, grapes, and figs, and all manner of burdens, Jerusalem, Sabbath day. And I testified again the day wherein they dwelt. There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Sabbath unto the children of Judah and in Jerusalem. Then I contended with the nobles of Judah, and said unto them, What is this that ye do, and profane the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers thus, and did not our God bring all this evil upon us, and upon this city? Yet ye bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath. And it came to pass that when Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, I commanded that the gates should be shut, and they should not be opened till after the Sabbath. And some of my servants set I at the gates, that there should no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day. So the merchants and sellers of all kinds were lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. Then I testified again, said unto them, Why lodge ye? If ye do again, I will lay hands. For that time forth came they no more on the Sabbath. And I commanded the Levites that they should cleanse themselves, and that they should and keep the gates the Sabbath day. Remember me, O my God, concerning this also, me according to the goodness of thy mercy. Those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod and Ammon, and their children spake half in the spirit of Ashdod, and could not speak the Jews' language, but according to each people, contended with them, and cursed them, and smote them, and plucked off their hair, and swear by God, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters sons, nor daughters unto your sons. Serves. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin? Yet among many nations were there no king like him, who was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin. Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil against our God in marrying strange wives? And one of the sons was Joiada, the son of Eliashib, the high priest, was son-in-law to Sanballat, the Horonite. Therefore I chase, remember them, O because they have defiled the priesthood and the covenant and of the Levites, thus cleanse I them from all strangers, and appoint of the priests and the Levites, every one in his business, and for the wood of times appointed, and for the remember me, O my God. For
The Book of Esther, chapter 1. Now pass of Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus from India even unto over 100 provinces. This day, the king Ahasuerus, which was Shushan, third year, he made a feast unto his servants, Persia and princes before him. When the riches of his glory, the honor of his the king of all people in Shushan and the palace, went green hands, fastened with cords of fine linen, and purple to silver rings, and pillars of marbles, of gold and silver, upon a pavement of red and blue and black marble. And they gave them drink in vessels of vessels being diverse other, and royal wine in a king. This was according to the law. None did the king had appointed to all the officers of the house, that they should do according to every man's pleasure. Also, the queen made the women in the royal house which belonged to King Ahasuerus. On the seventh day, when the merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman, Biztha, Habona, Bigtha, and Abagtha, and Kak, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of King Ahasuerus, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burnt in him. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. Unto him was Kashina, Sheta, Admatha, Tarshish, Merez, Marsena, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto Queen Vashti, because she had not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus? And Memucan answered before the king, and the prince Vashti the queen had not done wrong only, but to all the princes that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their when it shall be reported. The king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti, the queen, to be brought in before him, and he came, and she came. Shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written in the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti came before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give state other that is better than she. And when the king's decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands, both to great and small, saying, please the king, according to the king's provinces, to every sing thereof, and to the people after their, that every man shall rule in his own, be published according to the
Chapter 10. After these things, the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, remembered Vashti, what she had done, and what was decreed against. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, young virgins sought for the king, and let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan the palace, to the house of the women, unto the custody of the king's chamberlain, keeper of the women, for purification, and let the maiden be the queen Vashti, and the thing and Jew, whose name was Mordecai, son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of had been carried away with of whom is Esther, his daughter. She had neither beautiful, whom when her father told her daughter came to pass, they made a palace to the of Hegai that was brought the king's house to the custody of the women. Pleased him, and she had needs of him her things for purification, with such things as belong to her, maidens which were meet to be given her out of the king's, and he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women. Esther had not shewed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her not shew it, and Mordecai walked every day before the women's house to know how Esther and what should become of her. To come to go in after that she had been 12 months of the women, all were the days of their purifications accomplished. 6 oil of 6 months with odors, with other purifying. Then thus came every maiden unto the king. Whatsoever she desired was given out of the house of the women unto the king's house. In the evening she went, and on the morrow she returned in the second house of the women, to the custody of Shaashgaz, the king's chamberlain, concubines. She came in no more, except the king delighted in her, and that she name. Now when the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had for his daughter, was come to go in unto the king, she required nothing but what Hegai, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women, appointed, and Esther obtained that looked upon her. Esther was taken unto King royal in the 10th month, which is the month of Tebeth, in the 7th year of his reign. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen of Vashti. Then unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast, and he made a release and gave gifts according to the state of the king. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai said, Esther had not yet shewed her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai charged her. For Esther's commandment of Mordecai, like as when she was up. In those Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bigthan and Teresh, of those which kept the door, were wroth, and sought to lay hand on the king Ahasuerus. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther, and Esther notified the king thereof. In was made of the matter, it was found out. Therefore they were both hanged on a tree, and it was written in the book of the Chronicles.
Chapter 3. The son of the Agagites, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai would not, nor did he. Then the king's servants in the king's gate said unto Mordecai, Why transgressed thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's man. Haman saw that Mordecai but nor did him reverence. Then was Haman full of wrath, and he thought scorn to lay hands alone, for they had shewed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai. In the first month, that is the year of King Ahasuerus, they cast pearl, that is the lot, from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is Adar. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, There is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and there are all people, neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business, to bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand, and gave it unto Haman, the son of the Jews' enemy. And the king said unto Haman, The silver is given to thee, people also to do as it seemeth good to thee. Then were the king called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants, governor over every province, and to the of every people of every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people in the name of King Ahasuerus was it written and sealed with the king's ring. was sent by post all the king's provisions to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young, little children, and women, in even upon the 13th of the 12th month, the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. A copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was people, that they should be ready against that day. The post being hastened by the king's commandments, Shushan the palace, the king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city Shushan was perplexed.
When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai was on ashes and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and a bitter cry. Then and came even, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth, and in every place whithersoever the king's decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews, and fasting and weeping and wailing, and sackcloth and ashes. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it her. Then was exceedingly grieved to clothe Mordecai and to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not. Then called Esther for Hatshepsut, one of the king's chamberlains, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, to know what it was and why it was. So Hatshepsut went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was the king's gate, and told him of all that had happened to him, that he promised to pay the king's treasuries for the Jews to destroy. Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to shew it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king to make supplication unto him, and to make request before him for her people. And Hatshepsut came and told Esther Mordecai. Again Esther spake unto Hatshepsut, and gave him commandment to Mordecai. All the king's servants and the people of the king's province do know that whether come unto there one law to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall scepter, that he may live. But I called to come in unto the king these. And they told Mordecai Esther's words. Then Mordecai commanded Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. For the whole peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time? Esther bid them in Mordecai, all those that in Shushan, and neither eat day or night. I also and the last, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, so went this his way, and to all that Esther had commanded.
5. Now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on her and stood in the inner court of the king's house, over his house. And the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate. And it was so, when the king saw Esther the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained in his sight. And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. Then said the king, "What wilt thou, Queen Esther? And what is thy request? It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom." And Esther said unto the king, "Let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him." Then the king said to make that as Esther had said. The king came to the banquet prepared. And the king said unto Esther the banquet, "What is thy petition? Granted thee, and what is thy request? To the half of the kingdom it shall be performed." Then answered Esther and said, "And my request is, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, my petition, and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet. I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king." Then went Haman for that day, but kind of that he is no move for him, full of indignation. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for him. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches, and the multitude of children, and all the things him above the prince and the king. Haman said, moreover, yea, queen did let no man king unto she had prepared, but myself, and tomorrow am I invited unto her also with the king. Yet all is a thing, so long as I see Mordecai sitting at the king's gates, and all his friends unto him. Let her gather 50, and tomorrow speak thou unto Mordecai may be done. Then go thou in merrily with the king, and the thing man cause a gallows to be made. Chapter 6. On that night, and he commanded to bring the book of the records of the chronicles, and they were read before the king. And it was found written, I had told of Teresh, king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, sought to lay hand on King Ahasuerus. And the king said, what honor and dignity had been done to Moses? Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him. And the king said, who is in the court? Into the outer house to speak unto the king, to hang what that he had prepared for him. Let him come in. So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done to the man who... No, Haman thought in his heart, to whom will I honor more than to the king? For the man whom the king delighted to honor, let the royal be brought which the king useth to wear, the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown royal which is, and let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man withal, whom the king delighted to honor, and bring him on horse to the street of the city, proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighted to honor. Then the king said to him, make haste, and take the apparel and the horse, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew that sitteth on the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken. Then Haman the apparel and the horse, and arrayed Mordecai, and brought him on horseback to the street of the city, and proclaimed unto him, thus shall it be done unto the man whom the king delighted to honor. And Mordecai came again to the king's gate. But Haman hasted to his house and having his head covered. And Haman told Zeresh his wife and all his friends everything befallen him. Then said his wise men and Zeresh his wife unto him, If Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews, before whom thou hast begun to fall, thou shalt not prevail against him, but shalt surely fall before him. And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's chamberlains and hasted to bring Haman unto the banquet that Esther had prepared.
7. So the king and Haman came to banquet with Esther. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine, What is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. What is thy request? And it shall be performed even the kingdom. Then Esther the queen answered and said, If I have found favor in thy sight, king, and if it pleases the king, be given me at my petition, and my people as soul, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. But if we have been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I have held my tongue all through the travail, the king's damage. Then the king Ahasuerus answered and said unto Esther the queen, Who is he, and where is he, that durst presume in his heart to do so? And Esther said, The adversary, the enemy, is this wicked Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. And the king arising from the banquet of wine and went into the palace garden, and Haman and made request to Esther the queen, for he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine, and Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was. Then said the king, Queen also before me. As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. And Harbona, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, Behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman made for Mordecai, who had spoken to the king, standeth in the house of Haman. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared. Then was the king wrath pacified.
Chapter 8. King Ahasuerus gave the house of Jews to the queen, and Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what to her. He took all the he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai. Said Mordecai of Haman. And Esther spake yet again before the king, and fell and put away the mischief of Haman, the Agagite he had devised against the Jews. Then scepter. So Esther arose and said, Please, and in sight, and I be pleasing in his eyes, let it be written to reverse it by Haman, Habidator the Agagite, which he wrote to destroy the Jews which are in all the king's provinces. For how can I endure my people, or how can I endure to see the destruction of my kindred? Then the king Ahasuerus said unto Esther, the queen, and to Mordecai the Jew, Behold, I have given Esther the house of Haman, and him they have hung upon the gallows, because he laid his hands upon the Jews. Write it liketh you in the king's name, and seal it with the king, which is written in the king's name, and sealed with the king's ring, may no man reverse. Then were the king's scribe called at the time in the 3rd month, that is the month of
on the 20th, and it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews, and to the lieutenants and the deputies and the rulers and the of which are from India unto Ethiopia, and 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing. And he wrote in King Ahasuerus' name, and sealed it with the king's ring, and sent letter by post on horseback, and riders on mules, camels, and young dromedaries. The king granted the Jews which were in every city to gather themselves together for their life, to destroy, to slay, and to cause to perish all the and will assault them, both little ones and women, and to take the spoil for them a prey. Upon one day in all the province, the king Ahasuerus, namely the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, the copy of the command given in every province was published unto all people, and that Jews should be ready against that day to avenge themselves on their enemies. So the posts that rode upon mules and camels went out, being hastened and pressed on by the king's commandment, and the decree was given at Shushan. I went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel of blue and white, and with a great crown of gold, and with a garment of and purple. And the city rejoiced and was glad. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor, and in every province and in every city, whithersoever the king and his came, the Jews had joy and gladness, and feast and a good day. And many of the people in the Jews, for the fear of the Jews, fell upon.
Chapter 9. Now in the 12th month, the 13th day of the same, the king's commandment and drew near to be put in execution, the day that the enemies of the Jews have power over them, though it was turned to the contrary, over them that hated them. The Jews got themselves against throughout all the provinces of such, and no man could withstand them, for the fear of them fell upon all people. And the rulers of and the lieutenants and the officers helped the Jews, because the fear of Mordecai fell upon them. It was great in the king's house, and all the provinces. Mordecai waxed greater and greater. Thus the Jews smote all their enemies with the sword, and slaughter and destruction, and unto those who hated them. And in this the Jews destroyed 500 men, and Pashandata, Phon, and Asparta, and Parah, and Adalia, and Parmashta, and Aradai, Zata, the 10 sons of Haman, the of the day. Spoil lay not there. On that day, the number of those that were slain in Shushan for the king. And the Jews have destroyed 500, and the 10 sons of Haman, what have they done in the provinces? Or what is thy request further shall be done? If it please which are in Shushan to do tomorrow also decree, and let a man stand upon the gallows. The king commanded it so to be done, and the decree was done, and they hanged Haman's 10 sons. For the Jews day also of the month slew 300 other Jews that stood for their lives, and had rest for their enemies, and slew of their foes 70 and 5,000. But they laid not their hands on the prey. On the 30th day of the month Adar, and on the 14th day of the same, rested they and gladness. But the Jews of Shushan assembled together and on the 4th and day of feasting and gladness. Therefore, Jews of the days that made the day of the month Adar a day of feast and a good day, and of sending one to another. And wrote these things all the Jews that were of the king Ahasuerus, both to establish this among them, that for month Adar of the same yearly. In from the enemy, month which was turned unto them from joy, from morning into a good day, they should make the of sending forth one to another, and gifts. And the Jews do as they had, and as they had, because Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the enemy of the Jews, had devised against the Jews, and had, that is, the lot to consume them and to destroy them. But when Esther came before, he commanded by letters that his wicked device against the Jews should be one head, and that he and his sons should be hanged on the gallows. Wherefore they call these days Purim, after the name. There all the words of this letter, and of that which they had in this matter, and which had come unto them, the Jews ordained, and upon their seed, and upon as joined themselves upon, so as that they would keep these 2 days according to their writing, and according to their appointed time. And these days should be remembered and kept throughout every generation, every family, every province, and every city. The days of Purim should be from among the Jews, nor the memorial of them perish from their seed. And Esther the queen, the daughter of Abihail, Mordecai wrote with authority to confirm this second letter of Purim. And he sent the letters unto all the Jews, provinces of the kingdom of Ahasuerus, with words of peace, and to confirm these days of Purim in their times appointed, according as Mordecai the Jews, the queen, had enjoined them, and as they had decreed from themselves and from their seed the matters of the fasting, and the decree confirmed these matters of Purim, and it was written in the book. 10. And the king Ahasuerus laid a tribute upon the land and upon the isles of his power, and the declaration of the greatness of Mordecai, whereunto the king advanced him. Are they not written in the book of the chronicles of the kings of Media and Persia? For Mordecai the Jew was next unto King Ahasuerus, and great among the Jews, and accepted of the multitude of his brethren, seeing people, and speaking peace to all his seed.
Praise the Lord. The book of Esther is indeed a very interesting time. There are a few lessons which can be learned from this story that we've just read, and the has access to the king, has power with the king, because in the time and the Persia, the word of the king is law. Whoever to the king has the power to determine what will happen. At first it was the king Ahasuerus, then it was Haman and Esther. And this is a very powerful lesson for us, even leadership in our various communities and society and our nation, that has access to the king. The second lesson, a king can determine the destiny of a nation. Because King Ahasuerus was so reliant on the counsel of his advisors, whatever it is they advised him to do was done. Even when Memucan told him how to treat his disregard for his, he followed. And then again, when Haman came and told him how to treat with the Jews, the king, all wise like the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the king who is not omnipotent, who depend on the counsel of other men, listened to the servants and the told him, because the voice of one man named, the destiny of an entire nation was determined by what was decreed. The king can determine a nation. Thirdly, people who as leaders particularly access to. The reason being that he had his own personal agenda to satisfy. A problem with more bowing to him, not giving, and I, who of course no other God beside the true and living God that's worthy of worship, would not bow. Haman, on the other hand, felt indignation and felt wrath because of his action, and because of that, convinced the king to issue a decree to destroy the entire Jewish people. Be careful who is to leadership and the position of authority. Fourthly, wherever him, people will have problems. Where physical person access to the authority of the king, wherever you have someone to promote his own agenda, where you have someone who must always be at his beck and call, and the people of God must submit, wherever Haman have problems. People of God, even as the script says in Esther chapter 3 verse 6, the command to destroy all. And as Haman and King Ahasuerus sat, the Bible says that the palace were perplexed. They could not understand why such a decree that out to destroy men and women and boys and girls. And I say again, wherever you will have problems for God's people. Lesson 5. All inside man. I thank God position and set up his person's advantage. Whether it's a Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and God has an inside man, but it is for the men and women of stand their strategic positioning. Such a time like is not about self-preservation. Such a time like this is like I can and cannot like promotion. Such a time as this is not a time. Time is not a time for us to be complacent. Time like this is for those of us who've been strategically placed with access to the king. It's a time when we must be able to ourselves and say like Esther, I pet a time and fast to so that his will can be done for the advancement of his kingdom in the earth. Lesson number 6, and I'm close, is when you tamper with the people of God, you sign a death warrant. When you tamper with the people of God, you sign over your own death warrant. Haman tampered with God. God fought this strategically that Haman was destroyed. And not just Haman, but his 10 sons were destroyed as well. And God promoted, of course, God continued to advance. It's to you that God is calling some Esthers, wherever you are, wherever there's a Haman, to utilize our access to the king and advance Lamb of God and for God and our King.
The book of Job. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name, and that man and up and one that feared God, evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. Substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and a very great household. So that this man all men, and his sons went and feasted in their houses every one his day, and sent and called for us to eat and to them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. When the sons of God themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil? The Lord answered, then hear thee from, hast ears about him and about his house, and about all that he had on every side? Thou hast bound his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he had, and he will curse thee to thy face. Said unto Satan, all that he had is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. Of the Lord. It was a day when his sons were eating and drinking wine in the eldest brother's house, and there came a messenger unto Job and said,
the oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding, and the sun on them, and took them away. You have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I alone escaped.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said,
the fire of God is fallen from heaven, and had burned up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them, and I alone escaped to tell thee.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said,
the Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, carried them away, yea, and slay the servants. I escaped to tell thee.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said,
thy servants and thy daughters were eaten in the eldest brother's house. Behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of men, and I alone escaped to tell thee.
Then Job arose and rent his mantle, gave his head, and fell upon and worshipped, and said,
again I came out of my mother's womb, and I returned thither. The Lord, way, blessed be the name of the Lord.
Did Job sin not God foolishly? Chapter 2. Then there was the son present the Lord, and Satan came also among to present him to the Lord. And the Lord said unto him, from whence come the Lord and said, I'm looking upon it. The Lord said unto Satan, hast thou come servant Job, like and an feareth God and though thou move in cause, Lord and said, in skin, all that man give for thine hand now, bone and his flesh, with curse, Lord said, and save his life. So Satan went from the presence of the Lord, smote Job with sore boils from his sole of his foot unto the crown. And he took himself with her, and he sat ashes. Then said his wife unto him,
Dost thou die in iniquity? Curse God and die.
Thou speakest as one of women speaketh. What shall we receive at the hands of God, and shall all this did Job lips?
Now when Job three friends this evil that was him, they came from one place, Eliphaz and Bildad the Shuhite, for the Nemathite, for they had made an appointment to gather him, and when they died and saw and knew him not, they lifted their voice and wept, and they rent and sprinkled dust upon their heads towards the heaven, the ground, 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word, for they saw that his grief was very great. Chapter 3. After when Jordan day, and Job spake and
He perished wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, child conceive. Let darkness, let not God regard of, neither let the light shine upon it. Let dark shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. Let the darkness, let it not be days of the years, let it not be number of the months. Lo, that night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come. Let them curse it that curse the day, ready to rain. Let the stars of the twilight dark. Let it look for have none, neither let it see the drawing dawning of the day, because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why die I not? Give up the gold out of the belly? Why did the knees prevent me, or why the breast that I should suck? For not being still and be quiet, slept, then at rest, with the counsels of the earth, which that had gold, who filled their houses, or as an hidden ultimate bird, I had not been an infant which never saw light. There is from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. Sinners rest together, there hear not the Satan there, and the servant from his master, where given to him misery and life unto the bitter in soul, which long for death, but is cometh not for it more than for hid treasures, which rejoices exceedingly and are glad when they can find the grave. Why is light given to a man whose way is hid, and whom God did? For my sighing come before I eat, and my roaring are poured out like the waters. For the thing which I greatly fear, and that which I worried me, in safety had I rest neither quiet, yet trouble came.
Chapter 4. Eliphaz the Temanite answered him,
commune with thee. Who can withhold king? Behold, thou hast in that weak hands, holding him that was falling, and thou hast ease. Not to thee, and thou faintest, and thou art troubled. This thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and the uprightness. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished innocent, cut off, even they that plot and the same, and by the blast they perish, by the breath of his nostrils they are consumed. The roaring of the lion, fierce lion, the young lions are broken. The old lion and the stout lions are scattered. Now I will see a little thereof. In thoughts from visions of the night, deep men, and for my face, the heat of my flesh, the form there, an image was on my, and there was, and a man be, shall man be, trust in his servant. Angel, he charged. How much that well in the house before the month, they are destroyed to eating. They perish for any regard, not their excellence. Them go away, die without wisdom. Oh no! If answer thee to turn of the same dog to rat kill the I have seen root, but so I curse his habitation. They are crushed in the neither is who eat it up and take it and swallow up their substance. Although comment not of the dog, troubles, yet is born unto trouble as sparks from Michael. With things trouble, mass things number. Send it in the fields to stop that, and those will exalt. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that they have their enterprise. He taketh the counsel of the forward is carried along. Noonday as in the night, but more from the mouth, and at hope which he stopped her mouth. Happy is the man whom God corrected. Despise not the charity, and his hands make whole. There shall no evil touch. Amen. He shall redeem it, and from the power of the sword shall be hid from the tongue. Shall thou be afraid of destruction? At destruction and famine, neither shalt thou be afraid of, for thee in league with the stones of the field shall be at, and thou shalt know that shalt be in peace, and thou shalt see and shalt see. Thou shalt know also that the seed and thy offsprings as the Thou shalt grave thy grave in a like a shock of corn season. This we have searched it, so it is, and it for thy good.
And said,
Oh, that my grief was and my calamity laid in the balance together. For now I would be heavier than he. Therefore my word would up. For arrows are within me. The poison of drink it up my spirit. The terror of God do set themselves in array against me. Winners bray when he has grass, or loweth the ox over him. Can that which is bigger be eaten with, or is in the white of an egg? The things that are as my sorrowful meat, that I might have my requests, that God would things that I even would please God to destroy. He would let loose his hand and cut me. Then should I yet have comfort, yea, pardon myself. Let him not have not concealed the words of the Holy One. My strength that I should, and what is mine end that I should? Bones, or is my flesh of brass? My help in me, and is wisdom from me? Is afflicted, pity should be shewed from his. Forsake the mighty. My brethren have and the streams of brook they which are backlash by reason of, and wherein the snow is hid. Time warm, they vanish. When hot, they are consumed out of their part of their ways are turned aside. They go nothing and perish. Tamar looked, the Sheba waited for them. They were confronted because hope they came shame. For now we are nothing. Casting are afraid. Did I want to give me a reward of your supper? Deliver me from the enemy's hand, or redeem me from the hands of teach tongue and call to and I have heard. But what does your argument? Do ye image words and the speeches of one that is win? Yea, you overwhelm pit for your friend. Now therefore be content. Look for it unto you. If I you, let it not be iniquity. Yea, in my righteousness in it. Is there iniquity? Can this discern preserve things?
7.
Is there not his of unhurling? The shadow as unhurling reward of his word. So am I made to possess. When I die, shall I? I'm and on the morning of the day. Lest clouds of dust become loathsome. My swifter and spent with. Remember that my life is when my eyes shall be good. The eye has seen me, she see me, thine eyes are upon me, and as the away, so he that goeth down to the grave shall come up no more. No more to his place anymore. I will not my mouth. I will speak in my spirit. I will complete my see or wait over me. When I say my bed shall My couch shall ease my. When thou scarest me with dreams and terrify me, will choose it strong life. I loathe it. Leave me alone for my days of that thou shalt glorify him, and that set thine hand, and thou shouldest visit him and try him every moment. How long wilt thou not me, nor alone till I swallow? I do unto thee. Why hast thou set me as a mark against myself? And why not pardon transgression and away my iniquity? How shall I thus and thus seek me in, but I shall not be.
It. Right, and said,
How long speak these things? Words of thy mouth be like wind, that God Almighty pervert justice and have sinned, and he have cast for their transgression. Thou wouldest seek unto God bedtime, make thy supplication. If thou wert pure and upright, surely he would awake and make the habitation of thy righteousness prosperous. Thy beginning was small, yet thy latter end shall increase. For of the former of their fathers are bought of yesterday, and no, because our days upon earth are in. Shall not they teach thee and tell thee heart? Can the rush grow up? Can grow without water, while greenness and not come, it withereth many of. So are the all that, and the hypocrite shall perish. Whose cut off? Whose trust shall be? He shall lean upon his house, but stand shall hold it fast, not endure. He is green before the sun. His roots also, his roots are wrapped in a heap, the place of stone. Feed him from his place, then in seeing thee. Behold, this is the joy of, and all earth shall grow. Behold, cast away a perfect, neither will he the evildoers. Their mouth laugh, and thy rejoicing. They hate thee with shame. In place of the wicked shall come to.
Chapter 9.
Be just. If he will him, he cannot walk out. He is wise in heart, mighty in heart, and has no, not turn them, which can the pillar there. When man did the size it, seal it up the stars, spread it out the heavens, and tread it upon it, which at the curtains Orion, the chamber, which us finding out the number. Lo, he goes, and I see him. He passes on, but only take it away and hinder him. Who will say, thou? God will not his anger reduced to how much less him and choose words to reason with him. Right, yes, would I answer, but I would make supplication to the judge. If I had called and he had answered me, I know he had hearkened on he and multiply without for me to take my bread, but fill it with bitterness. If I speak of strength, strong, if shall me attack, please. If I justify myself, mine own me, I say, I shall also prove preserve. Though yet my soul would my life. This thing, therefore I say, he destroys the perfect and the wicked. If the scourge slays, will laugh at the trial of the innocent. The earth is given of the wicked. He covereth the judge there. Where and who is he? My days are swifter than a they see no. They are passed away as the swift ships, as the eagle. If I complain my heaviness, I am afraid of all. I know that thou wilt be innocent. If I then lie in vain, myself with snow water and make my hands clean, thou plunge me in the own Lord me. Not a man as I am that should answer him come together in judgment. Neither is there any let him take away from me fear terrified. We cannot not so. My soul is weary of my complaints upon myself. I will speak in my soul. I will say unto God, condemn me, or thou contendest with me. It is good unto thee, thou shouldest oppress, that thou shouldest deceive thy hands upon the counsel of flesh, or as man seeth, as the days of the man are thy years, man's days. Searches after myself, that I am not wicked, and there is none out of thine hand. Hands have made me and fashioned me together round about, yet destroy me. But by thou hast made me as, and wilt thou bring me thus again? Pour me out and curdle me like cheese. Thou hast clothed me and fenced me with bow and snare. Thou hast granted me faith, thy visitation has, and these things has in heart. I know this is with thee. If I sin, then thou must not me from my iniquity. Wicked, and if I be that I will. I am full of confusion. Thou my affliction. It is thou huntest me as a friend. Showest thy marvel. Thou renewest thy witness against me. Is thine upon me and war. Wherefore then has that I had given up the ghost and me, I should have, though I had not been carried from the grave. If you then, and let me alone that comfort a little, whence I shall not return to the land of darkness, and the shadow of the land of darkness itself, of death, without any other, where the light is as darkness.
Chapter. So the Namathite and said,
should not the mouth of words be answered, and of talk should thy lies make men whole? Thou mockest, shall not be ashamed. Thou hast said, the doctrine is pure, I am clean in this. Oh, that God would speak and sex against thee. Thee the secrets of wisdom, and that they are double to that. No God exact of thee, lest thee iniquity. Thou find out the perfection. It is as heaven. What can do? Hell. What can stop the measure thereof is long and sea. He cut, shut up, or then who can hinder him? Or what vain men, wickedness also. Will he know it? Be wise, be born like a wild ass colt. If thou prepare thine heart, out thine hands to, if thine hand put it far away, wickedness dwell, for then shall thy face without. Thou shalt be steadfast and shalt not fear, because thou thine misery. Remember it as pass away, and thine age shall be clearer than shine. Thou shalt be as the morning, and pure, because they dig about thee, and thou shalt take safety. Also thou shalt lie down, and shall make thee afraid. Yea, many makes the wicked shall fail, and they shall hope shall be as the ghost.
And Job said,
Oh, but ye are the people and die. But I have understood as well as inferior to you, ye who know not such things. I am as of his neighbor, who called and he answered him. The just upright man is scorned. He is with his feet. Him that is at ease. Of robbers, and they God are secure, into whom God bring it abundantly. Ask now, and they shall teach thee, and the founder, and shall tell thee. Oh, speak to the earth at its thee, and the fishes of the sea shall, who knoweth wrought this. His hand is the and the breadth of time. Does not the earth's mouth teach? With the ancient is wisdom of days with him and he has understanding, and it cannot be built again. Shut up a man, there can be no opening. Withhold them, and they dry up. All them out, and with him is wisdom. The deceiver are his. Is pointed the loosed the bonds of their people. He leadeth princes, spoiled and overthroweth the might. Moveth away the speech of the trusted, taketh away the understanding. He poureth contempt upon princes, the strength. He discovereth deep darkness and bringeth out the light of death. He increased nations and them judge them again. He the hard people of one bando where there is no dark light and them to stagger.
Chapter 3.
Mine eyes have seen, my ears have oh, the city too. I am not inferior unto you. Show to the Almighty with God. But ye are for eyes, ye are all for no value. Oh, we would altogether hold be your wisdom. He reason to lips. Will he speak with God and talk deceitfully? Will he accept? Will he contend for God? Good that he should do up as one man mocketh another. Do you mock him? Or he reprove you secretly? Shall not his excellence make you afraid? His dread, your remembrance ashes, your body of clay. Oh, let I speak and on me will. I do take my flesh and put my life in my. Yet will I trust him, maintain my ways before him. So shall be my salvation. For great shall not come before him. Diligently my speech and my action with my call. Know that I justify. Who is will if I wrong, I shall do not unto me, then will I not thy hand far from me, and let not make me afraid. Call thou, and I will answer. Let me speak, thou me. Many are mine iniquities are sin. Make me to know my sin. Will I face and hold it me? Will thou break a leaf, and will thou for the bitter thing me to possess the iniquity of my youth? Thou and lookest upon my path. Thou sittest a print upon my feet, and he has assumed as a that.
Chapter 14.
That born is of a few days and cometh forth like a dog. He fleeth shadow and continueth, and thus open thine eyes, sworn judgment with thee. Who can bring a clean but unclean one? Of his months, thee who has appointed ones that cannot pass. Turn from ye may this, for there is hope tree if it be cut down, sprout again, and the branch thereof will. Those get through the scent of and bring forth broad, but man and wasted away. Hey, man, and where is he? The waters fail for dry it up, lie down till there is no more. They shall awake, nor be out of sleep. Oh, that thou wouldest hide, thou till thy wrath be part, that appoint me a set time and remember me. Man, he live again. All the days of appointed time will I come. Lord, and I will answer thee. Have now thou numberest my, thus thou not transgression is in a bar, and thou sewest thee, and show mountains and the river out of his place. The stone, away the things which grows out of the dust of the earth, destroyeth the hope of man. Thou forever against him, thou changest and set him away. Sons come to us not, and they are brought low, but he and his flesh upon him have pain, him shall mourn.
15. Then answered Eliphaz the Temanite and said,
Man, utter faith not his belly with evil. Should he reason or speech he could? Yea, cast and restrain for God. For thy mouth utter thy iniquity, choose mouth condemneth thee. Yea, lips testify. Man that was born made secret of God, restrain with himself. We know which is not in us. Us gray-headed and very aged than thy father. Relations of God small with thee is the good thing with thee. Let thine heart carry thee away, thy eyes wink at, that thy spirit go. Words go out of thy what is be clean. He of a woman be righteous. He putteth no trust. Yea, are not clean in his sight. Abominable and filthy is man, which is like water. Thee, hear me, see clear. Wise men, their fathers, unto whom alone the earth, and among them the wicked and all his numbers of his years is a dreadful years in prosperity come upon him. He believeth he shall return out of. He waited on. He wondered for bread. Is it the day of the darkness is trouble? We shall be afraid. Hail against him, ready to battle. For he stretched out his hand against strengthening himself mighty. He runneth up even neck. Thick bosses of his blood. Was he fatness and drops of fat on his flanks. And he dwelt in desolate cities. No man inhabit ready to be heaps. He shall not be rich, shall his substance continue. He prolong thereof. He shall be powerless. The flame shall burn. The breath of his mouth shall he go up. Let not deceive vanity, for God be his defense. Not be accomplished before his, and his branch shall not. He shall shake ripe grape as the shall cast flour, for the hypocrites shall be, and fire shall come. They conceive mischief, vanity, and their belly prepare.
Chapter 6. Then Job answered and said,
I have heard many such things. Ye all, shall vain words have an end? These thou and say, I also could speak as ye do. All in my stead, I could hear you and head at you, but I will my mouth of my lips should assuage you, though I grief is not assuaged. I forbear what? But now weary. Thou hast made late all my comfort. Thou hast filled me with wrinkles of weakness against me. My business rising in me beareth witness. Beareth me in his wrath, hated me, he beat me with his teeth. My heart met his eyes upon me, gave me with their mouths, they have upon the cheeks reproachfully, they have together against me. God be to the ungodly and turn me over the hands of the wicked. What? But he has all my neck, me to pieces up for his mark. He compassed me round about. He cleans asunder, and thus pour it out my gall upon. He breaketh me with upon me like a giant. I have soothed upon my and defiled my horn. My feet with weeping, and on is the shadow of death. Not for everything, and also my prayers. Oh, not thou my cry have. Also now behold is in heaven and my record. My friends scorn me, eyes pour it out to God. Oh, my plead for a man with God as a man with his neighbor. Oh, yeah. Go to I shall not.
Chapter 7.
Breath is corrupt, my days the grave ready for me. They are not mockers. My put us with that like my hands with me. For from understanding, therefore not exalt them. He that treat to his friends, even his children, shall fail. Me also the people For time I was at eyes also is dim by reason of some all as a shadow. Upright men shall be astonished that the innocent shall stand against the hypocrite. The righteous also hold on his way. He that has shall be strong and stronger. But as for do ye return and come now? Cannot find one wise man among my days past my broken off. Even the thoughts of man, they change into the light is short of darkness. It the is mine house. It in the darkness. Said to corrupt, thou art my father. To the worm, thou mother, sister, is now my hope. My hope who shall see it. They are down to the bar when our rest together is the dark.
And
be make an I will speak. For are we counted as are we in your sight? Himself in his earth be forsaken for thee, and shall the out of his place, the light shall be put out, and the spark of him shall not shine. The light shall be dark tabernacle out with him. The of his and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is net and he walketh net. The gain by the hill, the robber shall prevail against him. Snare is in the ground, and a trap for in the way. Terrors take him on every side, shall drive feet. His strength shall be hunger, and destruction shall be his side. Strength, even the firstborn of death shall. His confidence shall out and bring him to the cross. It shall dwell in him, because it is none of his. Stone shall be his habitation. His roots shall be deep, and his shall be cut off. Parents shall from, and he shall have name. He shall be in his and out of son none among his in his dwellings. They that come shall be at his days, they that went before frightened. Such are the dwellings. This is the of God.
Chapter 90. Job answered,
vex my soul with words. These 10 times have he reproached. Ye are not ashamed to make yourself straight, and I have heard my errors remain. If I indeed he himself against me and pleaded reproach, know now that you overthrown me and cry out of wrong, but I am not allowed. There is no judge. He has fenced is that I cannot pass here path. Strip me of my glory and a song from my head. Destroyed side, and I am, and my hope removed like a tree. Kindled his wrath against me to him as one of his enemies. His troops come raise up their ways against me. He has put my from me, and my are verily estranged from me. My kinfolk and my familiar friends forgotten me. They that dwell in the house count me for a stranger. I am an in their sight. I call my servant, he gave me answer. I entreat him with my mouth, arranged to my wife. Treat for the my young children despise me. I arose me in what friends me, and they have turned against me. My taken to my skin of have pity upon me, O ye me. Purpose as God, and are not flesh, O that word, O book, that they graven with pen and lead in the river. For I know that my live, that he shall at the latter day of the earth, and worms body. I see God, whom I shall see behold, not another. Oh, my he consume me, but he should say, why we him? The root matter is, be ye afraid of the Lord, for wrath, punishment of the sword, that he may not.
Chapter 20. Then an answer the name of
What do my thought answer, and for I have heard the approach, and the standing causeth me. First, not of since man was placed upon, that the triumph sure, joy of the moment, his excellency among heavens, and his head reach unto the, yet shall he perish forever. Shall say, where is he? He shall fly and shall not be found. He shall be chased vision of the night. The eye saw him shall see him, neither shall his more. His children please the poor, and his children their goods. Full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down, sweet in his mouth. It on though and forsake not, but yet in his bowels is turned. It is of us which down again. God shall cast of asps, shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, but honey and butter. That which and according to his sons shall institution be, and he shall not rejoice, because he has sickened, because He taken away a house which he built. Surely he shall not feel quietness. He shall not save of that which none of his meals shall no man look for his goods. In sufficiency he instructs. He is a body, cast the fury of his upon him while he is eating. From the iron weapon and the bow of steel shall strike